Claudia Weber. I am the founder of Results Through Resilience, which is an LLC, and also the founder of the Wisdom of the Heart.org, and I'm located just outside of Portland, Oregon. I started coaching several years ago during my corporate career, and I had attended a class called Coaching for Success. And I so loved that style of interacting with my team, my peers, my employees. So I was really inspired by that type of interaction. And then, oh gosh, about 3 years ago, I attended formal training through the Institute of Integrative Intelligence in Tucson and started working towards my international coaching certification. I would say several successes in working with clients and really being able to coach them towards breakthrough learnings about themselves, about what creates a pattern in their life that doesn't work well for them, or what underlying experiences, for example, maybe driving them in a direction that's not really aligned with their heart and their passion, or finding out that they've been chasing a dream that wasn't their dream. So being able to coach people to those, I think, I want to say insights or awakenings is really powerful. And I really look at those as successes for the clients. I would say really, really great training, really great experience in my training program. A lot of practice and feedback was really important to me. I feel like weaving in my background experiences as well as, having had a corporate career, having served in the military, having worked in the mental health field gives me a really eclectic, background to be able to work with people in different, scenarios or experiences. And I feel like that really helps me adjust to what a client needs in the moment. I just have this deep gratitude for being able to do this type of work and being able to coach somebody into a different way, seeing themselves and experiencing their life. And I want to say, like, a really expansive way makes me feel really good. And it makes the work just feel so worthwhile and fulfilling. I think the coaching also really inspires me to look at my own, personal stuff. Like if something's not working well, what's underneath that? And what are the patterns I repeat? And also, what do I really want for my life? What's aligned with the wisdom of my heart? And where am I blocking myself? So it really inspires me to do that personal, deep journey for myself along the way. I want to say insightful. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I mean, definitely insightful. But there's just this deep awareness I see that comes to people during our sessions. Oh my gosh, I was having lunch with someone, a colleague of mine who was recently enrolled in the coaching program. I wasn't even looking for a coaching program at the time. And he was so excited about it. And he was telling me about the Institute and about their mission and vision around creating heart-centered leaders and this coaching style. And it was something that was missing in my career and my life, but something I was deeply passionate about, how to really find those people and work with those people that are heart-centered leaders. And I just wanted to know more. How do you create heart-centered leaders? How do we connect as heart-centered leaders? And how do we grow people to be heart-centered through coaching? And so I went home from lunch. I looked up the Institute. I read, more about the mission and vision and coaching program. And I think within an hour, I had submitted my application and was quickly accepted. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just did that. And I was so excited that I thought, this is going to open a world to me of people who just work from the heart. And I really wanted that in my life. And it's just continued to grow and unfold along the way.
Yeah.
It was life changing. It was so great. My biggest takeaway is probably two things. One, I think there's times that we're all afraid to be ourselves and really be who we truly are. We have these patterns or beliefs that hold us back from just being that person, whether it's silly or goofy or eclectic or brilliant or taking risks or whatever it is, an entrepreneur. Like, we have these stories that kind of stop us. So one, I think we all have stories that we could look at, and that it's often us just getting in our own way. Those stories set up roadblocks that aren't really real. So I think that, doing that for myself has really opened a lot of doors and really expanded my confidence in my path, my passion, and doing that for others. It's just really created this different way to live and work. And when we start looking for what is true and looking from our heart instead of, the stories in our mind, we get a much different perspective. And really, I think it's really powerful to see all the stories that we live by. I would say do it, jump in. I think, honestly, the biggest advice I could give is whatever you do with this training, of becoming a coach, applying the experience and teachings into your personal life and relationships, or even doing it as a personal journey. There's something in it for everyone. And it's life changing. So, if you're ready for a journey that is truly life changing, do it for yourself first, do it for your relationships and whatever, work experience you currently have or looking for. And if you're moving on to become a professional coach, this is a phenomenal training to get there. Yeah, and amazing support. Talk about heart-centered leaders. One of the most beautiful and powerful learning experiences I've had in my life. Several things that I'm doing that I'm really excited about. My business started out as Results Through Resilience, which was focused on really managing stress, staying calm under pressure, being able to think clearly, really science-based, but bringing people into being very centered and present and calm. I still do that work and I love it very much. And this year I've added what I call living the wisdom of your heart, because I see time and time again, as we were talking about how we're living these stories, or it's hard to know what's true, and bringing people back to really being in touch and listening to their own inner wisdom is so powerful and so life-changing. So I offer workshops, I offer individual coaching, I do international spiritual journeys to places like Egypt, Teotihuacan pyramids in Mexico. We just got back from Zion in Utah. Sedona. So, beautiful places that we do as a group, or we can do as a private, smaller group as well. Um, and doing, some deeper trauma-informed coaching, which I found to be extremely powerful. So I'm always interested in, meeting new clients, seeing if it's a good fit, and working through just a beautiful experience together.